I'm not saying if you stayed in Lansing your whole life, you don't have one. This is just the inside of some people's lives that left. We made it out of Lansing.
My name is Bennie Owens. I'm from Lansing, Michigan. Growing up in Lansing was a very, very trying experience. A small city, factory workers, small community, but pretty much everybody knew everybody. You played sports, you did the normal thing. Well, the experience was kind of challenging. It was a lot of murder, a lot of crime, a lot of drugs, a lot of people infiltrating Lansing from somewhere else. And you had to be focused on your dreams, focus on what you wanted to do, or you end up being stuck in Lansing. Well, at an early age, I played football. That was my getaway. I played from Pop Warner, flag, tackle, and on into high school. Well, some of the teams I played for in Lansing was Bruce's Lions. I played for Kappa Express. I played for Shanora's Salon. Then I went on to play in high school for J.W. Sexton High School. I played nose guard. I started as a 10th grader. I was like one of the only 10th graders that started. And I actually played nose guard. I was a small lineman, but very, very effective. They utilized me for quickness. I was all CAC, 10th and 11th grade, well, 11th and 12th grade year. We almost had the states my senior year. We went to the finals up in my 11th grade year. So we had a good sports program. It was beautiful. Well, when I was in high school, I pretty much wanted to play football till I got to my 11th grade year. And I decided that I wanted to go overseas and travel. I didn't even want to go to college. I mean, I took the test, ACT test for college. I was good enough to go to college and play ball, but that wasn't my dream. So what I did, I moved out of Lansing and I went into the military. And I lived in Germany, I lived in France, I lived just about all over the country, all over overseas. I was stationed in Kaiserslautern, Germany, Baumholder, Germany. I lived in Hohenfels, Germany. And that's where I really found my niche. Why wouldn't I go back to Lansing right now? Well, Lansing is too small for my whole setup on what I want to do. Lansing it's like they don't want to promote the black experience in Lansing. There is a lot of traps set up in Lansing for people, you know. You really had to explore and get out of Lansing if you want to do things, you know, that you really want to do, your dreams and stuff. And I found out quick in high school that wasn't the place for me. So I moved out of Lansing right after high school, maybe 6-7 months after high school. And I moved to South Florida. I stayed there for 4 or 5 years. Then I went into the military. Then I went all over the country. Then I went all overseas. I've been deployed twice, which is actually, I've seen combat, real live combat. Bosnia, Sarajevo, Kuwait for one tour. But that's what I wanted to do. I really wanted to support what was going on for our country at the time. And I've always been a stand-up guy. And I wanted to do something more meaningful with my life, something that would help someone else. So I followed that and I did that. And it was a beautiful thing. My advice to people who never left, that have dreams, that want to do something with their life, that want to be entrepreneurs, filmmakers, artists, you have to get out of Lansing. You have to go explore where your dreams are being shot every day. Movies, things of that nature. You have to explore yourself, you know. You can't be subject to what they offering you in Lansing, Michigan, you know. And one of the things I found later on is that people who do stay in Lansing really don't live to their full potential, you know, because the powers that be there would not allow you to actually explore what you really want to do. So it's like you have a foothold. They got a foothold on you. So I tell anybody, get your education, find out early what you want to do, and just leave and go follow your dreams, you know. I'm quite sure your dreams and your aspiration would be accepted. Well, after I came back from the military from overseas, I went back to Fort Lauderdale, Florida for like 6 months. Then I moved to Washington, D.C. in 2002. And that experience was beautiful. I actually got to work with the injured soldiers at Walter Reed Army Medical Center. I worked there helping the people and the soldiers there for 6 years. D.C. was a very strong influence on me because it spoke to me. Black culture, black movement, black entrepreneurship, and it was a wonderful thing. And I actually had ran across some of the people I went to school with in DC, so it kind of felt like home away from home, if you know what I mean. I got married young. I got married at 23, 24 years old. I met my beautiful wife in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We born 3 boys. My first son was born in Landstuhl, Germany. He's German American. And my second son was born in Fort Knox, Kentucky. And my third son was born at Holy Cross Hospital in Fort Lauderdale. And growing up to have 3 boys was a blessing to me, because I grew up with sisters. I'm the only boy in my family. So for me to have 3 boys is a blessing. And my situation now, we still married after 22, 23 years. We're not physically together, but we still married. We still on good terms, communication. Everything is there. We live in the same city, you know, so I'm there for my children. I promote fathers being there with their families, whether they're together or not. And the best thing I ever done is have children and boys, because I can pretty much teach them my experience and show them what it is and what it's like to be on your own, you know, because like I said, I left Lansing months after high school, and I pretty much made my own footsteps in this world, you know. Independent, strong, intelligent is what it would make you here in this world today. So what I miss about Lansing is the connection and camaraderie I had with my friends, you know. I met some nice, genuine people, you know, and I never really got the chance to actually get into the workforce in Lansing, because like I said, I moved right after high school, but to see people actually live in Lansing and actually make it is definitely an accomplishment. Wow, why would I never go back to Lansing? Well, I would go back to visit. I couldn't go back to live simply because I outgrown what's going on there, you know? There's no business and entrepreneurship, you know, opportunity for young black men, you know, such as myself and the ones that's coming up behind me. You know, you pretty much have to move out of Lansing and go find what you want to do, you know. So that in itself is a stronghold they have on you there in Lansing. And I would really promote people to step out on faith and do what they want to do and, you know, go after their dreams, you know. My ultimate goal is to touch people's lives, to be happy. You know, I don't have to have all the riches in the world or nothing like that, but I want to be able to affect somebody in a positive way, you know. I want people to look at me and say, well, wow, this guy left right after high school and he's been all over the world. He's done what he wanted to do and still doing what I want to do. I mean, I'm in beautiful Miami Beach right now, you know, staying at the Lowe's Hotel for the weekend, you know, being able to be and choose what you want to do That's empowerment. So, Lansing, Michigan. My name is Bennie Owens, and yes, I made it out of Lansing.
I'm not saying if you stayed in Lansing your whole life, you don't have one. This is just the inside of some people's lives that left. We made it out of Lansing.
And then when we moved to Lansing, Michigan, our home was burned down again. In fact, my father was killed by the Ku Klux Klan. And despite all of that, no one was more thoroughly integrated with whites than I.
We made it out of Lansing as an examination of some people that made it out of Lansing.
Rebound Johnson. Magic Johnson with the ball.
A lot of people in Lansing say Magic Johnson abandoned Lansing. Magic didn't abandon Lansing. Lansing abandoned Magic. Shortly after going to the NBA, Magic asked the city of Lansing to change zoning laws so he could purchase the Board of Water and Light and acreage around it to build an entertainment and hotel complex. The board said no. Magic went on to build his dream in cities like Atlanta, Los Angeles, and Philadelphia. Tasha Robinson White is a former J.W. Sexton grad and an author. Don Black is a Milwaukee radio executive and was a former personality at 96.5. Jason Staten, who's also from Lansing, has been a part of the entertainment industry for 20 years plus. Kareem Washington, NCAA basketball player, and his little brother Sadi Washington, assistant basketball coach at the University of Michigan. Lansing has bred many superstars, including Stevie Wonder.
I hope that all of you know that I am fantastically thankful.
Oh, my nerves. And the winner is fulfilling this first finale, Stevie Wonder. Fulfilling this first finale, Stevie Wonder.
This is my father
And this is your mother, honey.
Oh, no, baby, no. You see, I've been listening to your record for a long time.
Ain't it a blessing? We made it out of Lansing.
Come on, go, man.
We made it out of Lansing. We made it out of Lansing after all that happened. Ain't it a blessing?
DJ Infamous is another son of Lansing that has went on to stardom. One of the most popular DJs in North America, he is currently on air at B103 in Atlanta and Ludacris tour DJ. DJ Infamous, straight out of Lansing. Our scope isn't just limited to entertainers. Alexa Kennedy is the first black female neurosurgeon in the United States of America. Then there's Damon Gregory, former NFL player with the Miami Dolphins, the Cleveland Browns, and the Detroit Lions, and currently the head and CEO of Gridiron Gang, a non-profit organization that throws football camps for kids. Then there's Mike Muse, New York City resident and former advisor to Barack Obama, currently on air at Sway in the Morning on Shade 4-5. Then, of course, there's Tiger Leonard, fashion show coordinator. Sean John, Rockaware, and most of the urban lines you've ever heard of. He's based out of Atlanta, Georgia. Then, of course, there's me, myself, and I, Dick Black, a.k.a. Black Cafe, a filmmaker, actor, DJ, and media consultant. Al Horford, former Atlanta Hawk and NBA superstar, made it out of Lansing. Then there's Kate Storm. Some of you know her as Kathy Nicodewey. She is currently an entrepreneur and business owner in Atlanta, Georgia. She owns and operates an inmate services company that specializes in inmate communications through a telephone service. There's Denzel Valentine, former J.W. Sexton graduate and currently on the roster of the Chicago Bulls. Made it out of Lansing.
Ain't it a blessing? We made it out of Lansing. We made it out of
There's
Lansing.
also Bryn Forbes, another J.W. Sexton graduate, currently playing for the San Antonio Spurs.
We made it out of Lansing. We made it out of Lansing. We made it out of Lansing after all that happened. Ain't it a
Then there's
blessing?
super producer Needles, who's had platinum success with artists such as Bruno Mars, Jeremiah, and many, many more.
My name is Needles. I am a producer, a mainly hip-hop producer. Work with a little bit of everybody on the hip-hop scene. I've done stuff for 50 Cent, great. Lil Wayne, Lupe Fiasco, everything. You know what I'm saying? I've done stuff for Game, I've done stuff for BET, MTV.
Ain't it a blessing? We made it out of Lansing.
Then there's Lansing's own DJ Peanut, on air at B103 in Atlanta and currently Gucci Mane's tour DJ. He made it out of Lansing too.
We made it out of Lansing.
There are many people that have made it out of Lansing. Professionals in the IT world, the communications world, the medical field, the educational field, and many more occupations. The one thing they all have in common is they made it out of Lansing. Last but not least, we've got Shauna Royston. Currently featured in the new Tupac movie, a model and actress based out of Atlanta, Georgia. Made it out of Lansing. Now, I'm not knocking people that stayed in Lansing, but these are the people that made it out of Lansing and didn't seem to look back. Stay tuned for the documentary as we go in depth with these people and see how and why they made it out of Lansing.